Today, I'm gonna be making my version of a Dutch apple pie. We're gonna be making the pie using only whole foods, from the crust to the filling to the crumble topping. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. 3/4 of a cup or 75 grams of oats and 1 cup or 130 grams of pecans. Then we're just gonna process those for about 30 seconds and it should look something like this. Now we're gonna add about a cup of dates that have been pitted and soaked. We're also gonna use about 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of melted coconut oil and about half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're gonna process this until we get a sticky texture. All right, so we've got a little dough ball forming. We're gonna go ahead and put our little dough ball into our pan, and you're just gonna press it down as evenly as you can until it's about a 1/2 inch thick on the bottom and the sides. We're gonna put it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes to chill while we make the next part. For the apple pie filling, I'm gonna be using 3 Granny Smith apples. We're gonna start by peeling them. Slice about 1/2 inch away from the core, and that way you're left with as much of the apple as possible without getting any of the seeds. Just gonna thinly slice it and then chop those slices into thirds. So you should have little pieces like this. We're gonna add them to a pan over medium heat along with 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Mix that around and cook the apples for about 5 to 7 minutes. We're gonna add our spices. So we're gonna add about 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, about 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, a pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then just mix it all up. Once you get those spices mixed in really well, we're gonna cook it just for 1 or 2 minutes more. We'll put it in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes to cool. Now would be a good time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna make the crumble topping. 1/2 cup or 40 grams of oats, 1/2 cup of pecans or about 60 grams, about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. And we're gonna mix that all together before adding our wet ingredients. All right, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons or 60 milliliters of our maple syrup, about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, or more, oops, and about 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. Then we're gonna mix that all up. So we've got our chilled pie shell, and the oven is done preheating, perfect timing. So we're just gonna pour our pie filling into our pie shell. Make sure you press it down really well so there's no gaps, and then pour the crumble on top. We're gonna bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes. It smells so good in here. So I'm gonna take mine out. Oh, it's perfect. That is so good. I'm so happy right now. All of the flavors are perfect. All of the textures are perfect. I wanna eat this whole pie.